Caribe Transport decision of the United States Supreme Court has impact across the industry. Brokers, of course, but also trucking companies and insurers. Now, in that case, it was a situation where a broker gave a load to a trucking company whose driver struck another parked truck on the side of the roads, causing injuries to that driver, loss of a leg. The broker was sued because it was alleged that they shouldn't have given the freight to that company. There were indications that there was a potential for a crash. The trucking company had a conditional rating. It had issues with regard to various basics, including hours of service, driver qualification, maintenance, crash record, and more, according to the Supreme Court. Well, the broker, as happens in these cases, defended saying that we're preempted by federal law that protects us against any lawsuits. The response in this case was, well, there's a safety exception to that. States are allowed to get involved with and protect safety of their people, and a lawsuit is such a thing. This had been a split among the district courts, the federal courts, the circuit courts out there. The Supreme Court finally took up this question and resolved it and said the safety exception allows lawsuits in this case. What does it mean? First of all, brokers, you can be sued. If you tender freight and there's a company, the trucking company, has indications that of a propensity or potential for a crash, there can be a cause of action against you. Now, the key thing is the concurring opinion of Justice Kavanaugh points out, is that it's not absolute, it's not strict liability. And if the company you tendered the freight to has a good record, then you should not be liable. But you've got to vet those companies, look at their basics, look at their rating, make sure that it's a defensible record by that company that they can handle the freight without indications of a potential propensity for a crash in it. Well, trucking companies now, of course, you'll be vetted. And if your rating or your CSA scores, your basics, get out of hand, get into alert status, trucking companies will be unlikely to get shipments from brokers, shippers, because of this concern for potential for a lawsuit against them for the trucking company's record. And ultimately, insurers, you got a double whammy. It's a situation, first of all, where the brokers now have exposure and the coverage will be concerned on that. Is there coverage for a broker in these situations? But then let's go the other direction, the trucking companies, because many of the brokers and shippers, if they haven't already, will put indemnification provisions in their contracts. The question then comes to the insurance company, is there coverage for the trucking company for the indemnification? All three entities, brokers, truckers, the insurers, all need to look at these, consider it now before the accidents happen. Immediate change, wide change brought on by this Montgomery versus Caribe decision. Changes that need addressed now.